Well, good morning. Trigger Todd here, and time for another video. This one's actually being filmed the night before you guys are seeing it. I just had a great day here at the Swift terminal in Memphis, Tennessee. It was Driver Appreciation Day, and I had a really good dinner. They cooked hamburgers that I don't know what kind of seasoning they put on the hamburgers, but man, the hamburgers were good. And I also had some chicken. It was pretty good too. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. I just said that because I wanted to take a moment to thank Swift for such a great dinner and a great time. A couple of viewers of this channel, I saw them there and got to talk to them a little bit. And that was fun as well. But let's get to what we're here to talk about today. I get a lot of questions about home time at Swift. As you guys know, it was kind of unplanned, but I took 6 days off last week, and I want to talk about that. What was Swift's reaction to that? How does home time work here at Swift? And how did that affect my income? We're going to talk about all those things and a lot more in this video, so you guys stay with me. Let's cue up the music and jump right in. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs, with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Alrighty, we're back, and before we jump in, you guys take just a second, look below this video, make sure you're still subscribed. Give me a thumbs up, share this video on your social media platforms, and look down in the comments below and in the description below this video for a lot of other great information about not only how you could help the channel, but how you could help yourself. If you're looking for a great job, contact Michelle. I've got her contact information down there. She'd be able to tell you about opportunities available in your area, including lease purchase, OTR, dedicated, all that kind of stuff. Maybe you're a flatbed guy or a reefer guy. She can go over all that with you. I try to stay out of the specifics because everybody's situation is unique. But I just want to throw that out there. I know sometimes it gets repetitive and you guys hate when I do that. But because of the YouTube analytics, it's necessary for me to do that. And so I appreciate you guys sticking with me. And let's jump right in. Now, the question I get asked a lot, and I understand why I get asked, how often can I go home on a lease purchase? Now, for one thing, I want to set clear, you are an independent contractor and it is your business. However, there are trucking companies out there that try to regulate your home time. They try to keep you like a company driver. I'm not going to name any names, but I'm sure with very little effort, you could find companies that want you to stay out 3 weeks at a time, 6 weeks at a time. Swift is not one of those companies. So my answer when people ask how often can you go home, the truth is at Swift you can go home as often as you want. But there's a but. You have to consider that while you're at home, your truck payment still continues. Your maintenance account still, not your maintenance account, although that still comes out when you run miles, your insurances still come out. So you can't take 3 weeks off and expect to come back unscathed. Home time needs to be planned, and you need to realize financially that there's a cost to taking time off. My fixed expenses right now are $285 a week. That's just for insurance. When my truck payment starts, that's another $676. Now, I've told you guys in previous videos, don't let that scare you. I've got everything you can get with Swift, all the optional insurances. I've got basically a truck that was 9 weeks old. So 9 times out of 10, your numbers are going to be cheaper than mine. And your opportunity to make more money than me is very likely. So don't look at my numbers and get scared and think, oh, I'll never make it. Mine is a worst case scenario, let's say. But let me give you some examples here. Whatever 676 plus 285 is, that's what you need to plan on your revenue, and then you got to add fuel on there. So, and maintenance, whatever you're putting in your maintenance account. So you really need to make sure that that's covered. If not, you need to have some money in savings so that you can cover your off time when you take your time off. Or what if your truck breaks down for 3 weeks, like mine did twice last year? You've got to have money saved up. Hotels, travel expenses, food, while your truck's in the shop. Something guys don't consider is when your truck breaks down and you go to that shop, it's not instant. They don't drop everybody else's truck and start working on yours. Oftentimes, it's 2 or 3 days before they can even look at your truck. And then when it comes to your time and they look at your truck, they never go, hey, we got your parts, we'll put it together right now. It's always, hey, we got to order this, hey, we got to order that. And we never know exactly when those parts are going to come in. Sometimes it's the next day. Sometimes it can be weeks. You guys know when I broke down in Oregon, there was a truck sitting there that had similar issues to mine that had been there for over a month. I think they said like 2 months, coming up on 3 months. I don't remember. We'd have to go back and watch that video. So it can get really, really expensive really, really quick. And honestly, I would say repairs and spot market rates are the two things that just kill people right now when they're starting a new business. Having money saved up, being prepared is the best thing you can do. Businesses fail every day. Even if you do everything right, there's still a possibility you could fail, but you greatly reduce those risks the more money you can save and the better prepared you can be for when something breaks. Because I don't care what brand of truck you get, they're all man-made, and at some point they all will break down. And some of it's luck of the draw. Some of them, you know, I've got a friend that he got a Volvo, and his truck was made during the pandemic. And the particular Volvo he has, the assembly line shut down for several months. And so when he got his truck, there were issues with the truck, like loose fuel lines, things like that. And Volvo actually took his truck back and went through it again because they realized there was some mistakes made. It really is true what they say that, you know, certain trucks, if your truck was made on a Friday, you know, things happen because the guys aren't thinking about the truck. They're thinking about what they're going to do that weekend. That's not true in every case, but it can be true in some cases. So sometimes luck of the draw might have some things to do with it. So my friend that got the Volvo, he loves his truck now, but it might be somebody else that got a Volvo that was made a couple weeks before and they didn't have any issues. You just never know. So you've got to expect the unexpected. And thinking, oh, I'm going to run 18 months and never have an issue, might happen, might not happen. You need to be prepared. And so let's talk about my numbers for a second. You know, you guys know I did a video where I said that I had, on my first full week, I made like $4,700. And then, you know, I ran a couple of loads. I went home for 6 days and come back out. So guys have been asking me, how are your numbers now? Are you still doing good at Swift? Well, I'm going to give you exact numbers. We're going to actually have to do it in the Friday video because this week is still being tabulated. But I can tell you on that first week, because what happened, I actually took 6 days off. Some of them were on one pay period and some of them were on another pay period. So on the first one, I think there's about 3 or 4 days off there. I took home a little over $950. It was real close to $1,000. This week's going to be a little better than that. And so you got to expect that when you take home time. I recommend if you're going to take an extended time to do it like I did. In this particular situation, it wasn't strategy, it was necessity. But if you can split your home time between 2 pay periods, it is easier to stay out of the hole. It just means you're going to have 2 smaller than usual checks. And so this week, like I say, I expect better. It'll be in the Friday video, and it'll just be a quick deal because on Friday we're going to talk about the 3 different types of lease purchases that Swift offers. And I realize pay's not really part of that, but that's just the only place I could squeeze it in. So we'll briefly touch on that, and then we'll move on to the 3 types of leases that Swift Transportation offers. Next week, we're going to get into, I've now been to 5 terminals. I'm going to kind of tell you what I think about the terminals and the parts departments. I've talked to the parts department at 3 different at 3 different terminals. I'll give you my take on those as well. Office staff, we're going to talk about those. So we've got a lot of great things coming up, and I really hope you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss anything. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If there's something you wanted to know about home time at Swift that maybe I didn't answer in this video, leave a comment below, shoot me an email, and I'll get back to you just as quick as I can. Now, one last thing I want to cover: home time for company drivers. I have had some guys tell me that for company drivers, they want them to stay out at least 3 weeks at a time. I don't know that for a fact. What I would encourage you to do is contact Michelle, and she'll put you in touch with a really good company driver recruiter that can answer those questions for you. Also mention to them that you've been watching Trucker Todd, and that helps them keep up with how many people are watching my videos and things like that. I would also say, as a lease purchase, that don't go home every weekend. If that's what you're wanting to do, try to get a dedicated deal or something where your miles are steady. If you can stay out 3 weeks at a time, you're obviously going to be better than the guy that's got to be home for every 34-hour break. And also, if you're more open-minded and you don't have a big restriction on what parts of the country you run, or you're not opposed to running recaps or something like that, it's just going to make it easier for them to assist you in being successful in your business. But I've said enough for today. I'll see you guys on Friday, and we'll talk about the 3 leases that Swift Transportation offers. And if there's any questions y'all have about that, leave them below too, and I'll include them in that Friday video. You guys take care. We'll see you Friday. Bye-bye.